Technology is evolving. AI is transforming the future. Learn complete career-focused courses for free. Welcome to SP Learning Labs. You're watching the Cloud Computing course.
Welcome to our Advanced Cloud Lab.
Cloud Fundamentals and Core Characteristics. Hello everyone, welcome back to SP Learning Labs Cloud Computing. In the previous video, we explored the evolution of computing. We learned about mainframe systems. We discussed standalone computing and client-server architecture. We saw how virtualization transformed the IT industry. And we understood how cloud computing became possible. Most importantly, we learned that virtualization became the foundation of modern cloud platforms. By the end of this video, you will understand the core fundamentals of cloud computing. You will learn about the NIST Cloud Characteristics that define modern cloud platforms. We'll discuss scalability and high availability. You will understand important cloud concepts such as regions, availability zones, and instances. We will explore multi-tenancy and resource pooling. And we will also learn about different cloud storage systems. These concepts are the building blocks behind platforms like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. Now it's time to understand the core characteristics and fundamentals that define cloud computing itself. Let's begin. Before we learn AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud Services, we first need to understand the core principles that every cloud platform follows. Imagine an application suddenly getting 10 lakh users overnight. How can a system survive that much traffic? Normally, most servers would become overloaded and eventually crash. Users would experience slow response times, errors, or complete downtime. But cloud platforms can automatically increase resources within seconds and keep the applications running smoothly. How is that possible? What makes cloud platforms so scalable, flexible, and highly available? The answer lies in the core fundamentals and characteristics of cloud computing. And today, we are going to understand the technologies and principles that make modern cloud platforms work so efficiently. Before we dive into cloud fundamentals, let's think about public transportation. Every day, thousands of people use buses, trains, and metro systems. The same transportation system is shared by many users. Services are available whenever people need them. During peak hours, additional vehicles are added to handle increased demand. And people pay only for the service what they use. Cloud computing works in a very similar way. Cloud services are shared among multiple users. They can scale whenever the demand increases. They are available on demand, and customers pay based on their actual usage. This simple concept forms the foundation of cloud computing. What are cloud fundamentals? Let's first understand what cloud fundamentals actually mean. Cloud fundamentals are the core principles that explain how cloud computing works. These principles define how resources are created, how services are delivered, how applications scale, and how billing and resource consumption are managed. To standardize cloud computing concepts, NIST, which stands for the National Institute of Standards and Technology, defined a set of major cloud characteristics. These characteristics made cloud platforms flexible, scalable, efficient, and cost-effective. Let's understand each of these characteristics one by one. On-demand self-service. The first characteristic is on-demand self-service. This means users can create, manage, and remove cloud resources whenever they need them without manually contacting the cloud provider. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you want to launch a virtual server in AWS. You don't need to purchase hardware, you don't need to wait for engineers, you don't need to perform any physical setup. You simply log into the AWS console, select your requirements, and launch the server within minutes. Everything happens instantly. This provides several benefits. Resource creation becomes much faster. There is no waiting time. Management becomes easier and deployment happens more quickly. In simple words, on-demand self-service means users can access cloud resources whenever they need them. Broad network access. The next characteristic is broad network access. Cloud services are available through the internet and can be accessed from different types of devices. For example, mobile phones, laptops, web browsers, and tablets. Let's take Gmail as a real-world example. You can access Gmail from your mobile phone. You can access it from your laptop. You can access it from your office computer. And you can do all of this from almost anywhere in the world. That's because cloud services are designed to be accessible over the internet. In simple terms, broad network access means cloud services can be accessed globally using various devices connected to the internet. Now let's talk about resource pooling. Cloud providers create large pools of computing resources and dynamically allocate them to customers as needed. These shared resources include servers, storage systems, and networking infrastructure. An important concept associated with resource pooling is multi-tenancy. Multi-tenancy means multiple users share the same infrastructure securely. Even though the underlying hardware is shared, users' environment remains isolated from one another. And each customer's data remains secure. Let's understand this with a simple analogy. Think about an apartment building. Many families live in the same building. The building infrastructure is shared. However, each family has its own private apartment. Similarly, multiple customers use the same cloud infrastructure while maintaining complete separation and security. This model provides several advantages. It improves resource utilization, it reduces infrastructure cost, and it enables efficient cloud management. If you look closely, all modern cloud platforms, whether AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, follows the same core characteristics. These characteristics are what separate cloud computing from traditional infrastructure. Quick question for you. Which cloud characteristics do you think is the most important? Do you think it's scalability, pay as you use pricing, or global access? Comment your answer below. And if these cloud concepts are becoming easier to understand, don't forget to hit the like button. Rapid elasticity. The next cloud characteristic is rapid elasticity. Rapid elasticity means cloud resources can automatically increase or decrease based on demand. This ability to scale both up and down is one of the biggest advantages of cloud computing. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine an online shopping website during a major festival sale. Suddenly, thousands of additional users visit the website. As traffic increases, the cloud platform automatically adds more servers to handle the workload. Once the sale ends and traffic decreases, the extra servers are automatically removed. All of this happens without manual intervention. This provides several benefits. Applications perform better. Scaling becomes flexible and resources are used efficiently. In simple terms, rapid elasticity means cloud platforms can quickly scale whenever needed. Measured service. Another important cloud characteristic is measured service. Cloud providers continuously monitor resource usage and bill customer based on consumption. Examples include CPU usage, storage usage, and network usage. This model provides several benefits. Customers pay only for what they use. Cost can be optimized and resource consumption can be tracked accurately. Think about your electricity bill. You pay based on the amount of electricity you consume. Cloud billing works in exactly the same way. The more resources you use, the more you pay. The less you use, the less you pay. This is known as the pay-as-you-use pricing model. Scalability and high availability. Now let's discuss two very important cloud concepts: scalability and high availability. Let's start with scalability. Scalability means increasing system capacity when demand increases. These are two main types of scaling. The first is vertical scaling. In vertical scaling, we increase the resources of an existing server. For example, adding more CPU, adding more RAM, or increasing server power. The second type is horizontal scaling. Instead of increasing the size of one server, we add more servers, we add more instances and distribute traffic across them. Most modern cloud-native application prefers horizontal scaling because it provides better flexibility and fault tolerance. Now let's understand high availability. In cloud environments, failures are expected, so systems are designed to recover automatically. This is usually achieved by using multiple servers, multiple availability zones, and load balancing technologies. For example, if one data center fails, another server in a different location continues handling requests. As a result, the application remains available to users without interruption. Now let's learn some important cloud terminology. Region. A region is a geographical location where cloud providers operate infrastructure. Examples include Mumbai region, US East region, and Europe region. Availability zone. An availability zone, often called as AZ, is a separate data center located inside a region. Cloud providers typically have multiple availability zones within single region. Why is this important? If one data center fails, another availability zone continues running. This improves fault tolerance and availability. Instance. An instance is a virtual machine running inside the cloud. For AWS users, a common example is EC2 instance. Multi-tenancy. As we discussed earlier, multi-tenancy means multiple users securely share the same cloud infrastructure. Let's use a simple comparison to make this easier. Think of region as a city, availability zone as a building, and instance as an apartment. This analogy helps simply cloud architecture concepts. Storage systems. Cloud platforms provide different types of storage systems depending on business requirements. Let's look at the three major storage types. Object storage. Object storage stores data as objects. It is commonly used for images, videos, and backups. In AWS, a popular example is Amazon S3. Similar services exist in Azure as blob storage and in Google Cloud as cloud storage. Block storage. Block storage stores data in blocks. It is typically used for virtual machines and databases. Common use cases include server disk and databases. In AWS, Amazon EBS provides persistent block storage for EC2 instances. Similar services exist in Azure as Azure Managed Disk and in Google Cloud as persistent disk. File storage. File storage uses a traditional file and folder structure. It is commonly used for shared file systems and enterprise applications. Each storage type serves different businesses and application requirements. Amazon EFS provides a fully managed shared file system that can be mounted by multiple EC2 instances. Similar services exist in Azure as Azure Files and in Google Cloud as File Store. Quick quiz. Which cloud characteristic allows resources to automatically scale during periods of high traffic? Is it resource pooling, rapid elasticity, or measured service? Drop your answer in the comments below. So today we learned about the core fundamentals of cloud computing. We explored the NIST Cloud Characteristics. We understood on-demand self-service, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, and measured service. We also learned about scalability and high availability. We discussed regions, availability zones, and instances. And finally, we explored different cloud storage systems. Now you understand the core building blocks behind modern cloud platforms. In the next video, we'll learn cloud networking fundamentals and understand how systems communicate over the internet. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SP Learning Labs for more beginner-friendly cloud computing content. See you in the next session.